Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to War Hospital. It's episode 25. I expect that this is going to end up being the final episode. We have just 2 days until the final fight, but we have 4 more battles coming, including the final fight. And we just had a battle just before that. So really, it's 5 over the stretch. We're still recovering from that one as it's just happened. And with them going back to back to back, the challenge is pretty high. Now, this last battle had fewer casualties, where the battle before that had a ton of casualties. We had 30 brought from another part of the front moments before the battle, and then we had about 60 in the battle itself. So we had about 90 casualties to take care of. Luckily, the following battle had just 25 or so. If we could have a couple smaller battles of the 3 to come, we'll be just fine. Speaking of just fine, the goal, the objective, is to have a plus 341 saved to dead rate on this chapter in order to get 1,000 points. Right now we have 351. So at the moment, as things stand, we would have a 1,010 point score. How much further can we push it in this episode? Can we at least maintain that 1,000 plus, or can we make it the all-time highest scoring game on the channel? As things stand, this would be number 2 all-time on the list. But to get to number 1, we're talking about a difficult task. We would need another plus 158. We'd need to have a plus 168 on top of our 341.
Patient is cured.
Just 15 left at the ADS, but a lot of fatigue out there. This is a surgeon who's already looking great, so we don't need to change anything out there. But let's deal with our assignments because, yeah, there's extremely exhausted, and there's 2 ready to go to get back out there. And we've taken a loss. It's not showing who or where, so that generally that means it's somebody at the front. First loss of the day. 7-1 so far. New patients, just 1 in the trauma ward, nothing in the chemical ward, and 3 so far in general surgery. We're gonna get that guy a rest after this.
Sir, operation was successful.
Just a few minutes till we have a shift change, and another doctor levels up. It's one of the newest chemical ward doctors, and this is his first upgrade. Another doctor leveling up. General surgeon, his first. We had a bunch of new staff at roughly the same period of time, and they're starting to level up one by one at a significant...
Sir, operation was successful.
Kind of a back-to-back moment here, so it looks like got some good expectations for the next little bit.
Successful.
We're down to just 10 with only 4 in the trenches themselves. Got a little bit of time till the next battle, and with that smaller number of casualties...
Sir, operation was successful.
We're down to just 5. This is not, busy. So it's going to give us a little bit of a window to recover as we handle that last one. There you go. We had 2 new come in at the same time, and they've both managed to level up, along with a nurse. She's got 2 negative events we want to get rid of. Not sure where my CCS medic teams are. I guess they were all going to the rehab center, which suddenly is full.
Sir, patient is cured.
Continued demand for more platoons to help in other parts of the front. 3 ambulances. Plenty of CCS medics, but no one is getting... there's 5 of them. There's 5 of them, and yet we're not getting anywhere. Let's get these extremely exhausted 3 out. We'll add the 2 in there. We're down to actually really just the last 5, so we're going to cut back for a little bit. We've got a number of hours. So just 4 teams out there that are fresh, and then that'll bring us 6 at the CCS with them recovering. Meanwhile, the nurses, we have 1 exhausted. Let's get her out of there. Let's get 2 in there. I think we just have to micromanage this for a while. Actually, we have the 12 and 12, but... medic team that has leveled up. 3 negative traits. I've never seen 3 negative traits like that. We are low on food supply.
Patient is cured.
We're running a little bit low on some other supplies. Let's go ahead and make an order. We're right back at that 180 range anyway. Seems to be perfect timing to get an order in. We don't need as much here. Food rations are definitely on the low side. We'll spend 5 points there. Alcohol is doing just fine. We'll bring that up to just 40. Smallest order we've had in a little bit.
Nurses reached the casualty clearing station.
And that's 450 saved patients. We have lost
Operation was
5
successful.
today. We had 1 die in the
medics are on the
admission
way.
area. This whole new group just got brought to us. They are resting. They're going to be resting for a while. So we'll take the ones that are rested and let those 2 rest. Alright, these 4 are recovered and ready to get back out there. The 3 that are exhausted, we'll get them a rest, which brings us to that. And I think we need an extra team at the cemetery. 17 awaiting burial. And the ADS is clear for the moment. We'll drop that down to 12-hour shifts. We're also down to a manageable group here. Let's go ahead and get everyone a little rest before the next one. Additional patients, general surgery, getting rid of the rest. Yes, okay. No, hey, we got rid of the rest. This is looking like a close call here. Additional request, another platoon. We've sent many of them now. One after another. I think we're probably at about 10 at this point, is my estimate. I had been counting. I think last time I officially counted was 6, but we've easily done at least a few since then. ADS is totally clear, nothing in the trenches, and still 6 to 8 hours before the next attack. If it follows the trend of the previous one with a lot of these back to back to back to back, we should expect a smaller number of casualties, in which case we've got things well and truly under control. Yeah, we're down to it. 7 awaiting surgery, just 2, and soon to be a 3rd actively in surgery. That's just 10 casualties at the moment. We'll easily have that cleared before the next battle.
We lost this patient.
Yeah, we lost one though during operation there. First one in a little while. Let's go ahead and get you with somebody who's well rested, so we can get that cleared out. We're down to the last 6. I think we can end your rest, get you out there. That's going to take almost 24 hours to complete though. That's 20 hours. That's 31 hours. Chemical ward's totally clear. So
Doctor is starting a new shift.
as much as we've made progress with that trauma ward and cut down those numbers, there's still some issues. We've got a little bit of time. I'm going to save those 3 to send, and then you just have to add one more from, like, say, the cemetery, which their numbers increased. 20 awaiting burial. Nurses close to collapse. There's only 3 left, all in the trauma ward, that are awaiting a surgery, and then there's 2 active, and there's only 1 other patient. So it's all trauma ward is 6 of the 7.
Patient is cured.
Here comes an ambulance with a little bit more. We're going to have to reset to our 24-hour shift here shortly, as our battle is coming in here real soon.
Sir, Doctor is starting a new shift.
So let's go ahead and make our move. Medic teams are nice and rested. 8 o'clock. Yeah, their shift is going to end here real soon, so they'll be okay. And this one's This one's better rested. Let's go ahead and send them instead. For now, I'll keep them at 12, a little bit longer. Meanwhile, with the nurses, 2 fully recovered. Get the 2 exhausted ones out of there, and we're managing well enough. The engineers are fine. Those guys' shift ends
Medics are on the way.
quickly. 2 new patients, one in the chemical ward, one in the surgery ward, just before the battle. For the moment, we have a 36 and 6 day. Not a bad ratio, plus 30, but not a great ratio, and certainly not near the 150 or so that we need for the day.
Take cover! Artillery fire!
Looks like we have an artillery focus for this one, which means the trauma ward is going to be the busier one, not the chemical ward. And gas, okay. It's a little bit of both. Early indicators is only 6 wounded in the trenches, but we know that's That's bound to change, right? We're talking about 10 plus our medic teams, so make that 8 with 6 medic teams on the move, carrying at least, what, 4? 5? So 8 plus 5 plus whatever is at the ADS, which is nothing. Tiny battle. We're going to clear through this one quick and easy. 1 to the trauma ward. 2 to the chemical ward so far. And that's it at the moment. All right, we've got a lot of new patients coming in here. Not necessarily from our front. This is a train load. And you can see we've got quite a few coming in to the chemical ward. Not much, with everyone nice and well rested and plenty of supplies in the general surgery. But a lot of trauma ward ones. That's going to be our big concern, especially when a lot of these are pretty difficult surgeries. ADS is already well and truly under control. Just 6 deceased left, and it's cleared out otherwise. So it just took me a couple hours to get that battle cleared out. Very small battle. It's just the back-to-back nature of them right now. That's a little bit tricky. Literally sitting on just 19 casualties waiting. We lost 1 during operation. Otherwise, we are smooth sailing so far through this latest battle, and we're very much getting close to the end now. Chance to speed it up even more. Fatigue becoming an issue here. We've got to manage these guys, but this one's ready to go back, so get this exhausted and this exhausted one out of there. Shift change. There was plenty of fatigue out there, but we did get through that shift. We're mostly back onto regular duties for almost every area, or it is every area. We do have an ambulance sitting there, though. That's worrying me. That's a bother. We've been sitting there for a while waiting. Finally, we get them out of there. And another one comes in immediately after, but we get it right away. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. Critical. That's that worry, right? They're not actually getting to it, and it was in general a bunch of negatives. 4 hours is not much of a change.
An attack is coming.
Got another attack coming here.
Brace your hearts, men.
No artillery, no gas. Straightforward. A lot of events. And we're at plus 400. We're like 60 points over the mark we needed to get to 1,000. So we are definitely giving ourselves a small chance of making it, but we're down to 1 day. So it's very much that last push right now. 5 trauma supplies. I've got to. No new patients right now. Last chemical ward patient. Surgery ward is all cleared and they are resting. Trauma ward is not. It's not clear. These are just such long operations. Rehab center is getting a little busy, and they're all awaiting decision. We'll give a few more points to the front, but otherwise, all to HQ. It looks like we've got it covered already anyway, so we don't need to be sending to the front. And there you go. There's that request for additional units. Time to order resources again. We're definitely not out, but we're not doing, great. We'll order 50. We'll order 20. Trauma supply. Actually, that one's the one that's fine. It's this one that you need a little more. Food rations is really hurting. That was kind of the main reason this time. 48. We still have 206 even after that. Another battle coming in just a moment. The ADS is almost cleared out, but not quite. Back-to-back battles. Just hours apart. Looks like we've got gas. and artillery. The only thing that's made this easier is that the numbers just haven't been that high. And we've got a full staff. And they want 24 more. This is the last request, I would assume. Number was momentarily at 19. So it looks like we only got about 20 casualties from this battle. So it's again a smaller amount, meaning we're doing just fine. And this is the final 18 hours. Well, 18 hours. Quite a few have already been brought in. That's 10. Wow, that's 13 already brought in. There's patient number 500 and 501 back to back. And we're now at 88. We were at 85. We bumped it up by 1 to 86. So we've added 2 more patients lost. That was from the front. Yeah, that was from the front. We never saw them. But our 600 plus for the chapter, we're nearly there. Another one died during operation, and our number just went up with a number in, presumably, in the ambulances. We have 6 medic teams. Well, really we only have 3 right now. 24 hour. Everybody, 24 hour. Everybody, 24 hour. This is the final push. Get rid of the hysterical. Probably our last push for the rehab center. We're moments away, folks. This is the final push. Slowing it down, at least for now. Final hours. We're inside 12 hours till the final attack to get the best score all time on the channel. I need an additional 168 to tie, 169 over that 1,000 mark to exceed, to take over that number 1 spot. So add that to the plus 341 we need to the chapter. We need a plus 510. Now, right now, we have just 508 saved. To get 510, we need an additional 91 positive in just minutes. It's not going to happen. It's going to end up being number 2, but hey, we're looking real good on things. Let's go ahead and bring you on down there. I changed it to 24 hour and it didn't change. 8 left in the trenches. Nurses are ready to come back. 11 hours. This does not look like 11 hours, but it must be. Looks more like about 4 or 5. We just have to survive. So it looks like this battle is going to get to the point where we are going to see some patients. 510, that's 600 for the chapter. We've saved better than 5 out of every 6. We lost 1. No sign of how, so I'm assuming it's in the ambulance. Sometimes it'll say during a transport, but not normally.
Bagpipes. We're under attack.
There we go. Last battle. It is the last battle of the chapter. If I'm correct, of the game. But we still have a matter of hours to go till the end of the chapter. So we will get a chance to save some of those patients. We have 9 hours. 9 hours to see who we can save. 7 on the operating table now. 14 in CCS awaiting, and some of those are just 21 in the trenches is what we're hearing, so they should be able to get them pulled out of there pretty quickly. Mind the supplies at this point. The supplies should make it. Get rid of aggressive. Good. 2 more ambulances coming in. A bunch of events. 1 negative. Increased cost. Otherwise it's positive. There's decreased cost of 4, so we've already offset it. $515 and 91. I now have a mini goal of trying to keep this under 100, but I'm not sure we're going to see that reach 600 to get there. So 28. So the count is higher. It was not in the teens. It's in the low 30s, but we've got it under control already. Another negative event though. No longer fit for duty is fine. And another nurse leveling up. Oh, just in time. We've got 2 nurses close to collapse and 1 that's in pretty sad shape, but we've got 3 to get back out there. And we're down to 5 hours. Final push. We're at plus 430. We need 80 more though. Just don't think we're gonna make it that far. Especially when we only have 30 more patients, 40 more patients, 50 patients. Can we get through 50 patients? Well, not the trauma ones. It's clear we're not going to get through the trauma ones in time. Okay, 3 more for the surgery. That's where you need it. So it's going to take help if we're going to get that plus 80. It's going to have to happen very quick, and it's going to be a lot of patients coming in through a train here in the near future. It's looking not good on that part. We don't even need to send anyone else to the front. This is all military drafts, which we have a lot of. We need to make one last check on supply here in a moment to make sure we do have enough supply to get through the end. Otherwise, we'll make one last order. Another push. I want to put 2 soldiers. It's not even popping up with anything. We have enough food. We have enough alcohol. Trauma supply is a little low, but we're fine. Totally fine there. We remain at that 91. And 92 now. We just lost during operation. Makes it a little harder to... we just got through 3 more. All saved. 529 now. Here comes some additional. A little bit of fatigue. Down to 21 out there. Down to 3 hours. 2.5 hours to go. And it's only been 10 and 1 over the last like 3 hours. So 2.5 hours to go. We can count on something similar. About a 10-to-1 ratio. And especially without much general surgery ones, I don't think we're going to get very many more done. Hour and a half. But, well, we didn't have some sort of major event in this 3rd chapter. We had this continuous, here's a tougher scenario. You have a lot more hard surgeries, you have a lot more exhausting surgeries, and you have a lot more surgeries. Just general across the board throughout the chapter. That was the scenario we faced. Let's do this 6-hour one. I love how the 6-hour one became a 13-hour one. 534, 94 we added to the count there as well, so it's not going the right direction at the moment. Let's take the morale boost because that had dropped. We're at 95. Plus 440. 70 short. 70 short of where we need to be. So it is down from the 80 it was, but there it is. An armistice starts. We should not expect any more German attacks. For now, we managed to survive.
An armistice was signed at 5 o'clock this morning. All hostilities are to cease on all fronts at 11 a.m. today. The armistice is to last till the 13th of December.
This could mean some respite for our hospital. A short one for now, but let's hope it will be prolonged.
Yes. Maybe this could even mean the end of this great war.
On November the 11th, 1918, at 11 a.m., an armistice came into effect, suspending hostilities on the Western Front. Millions of people could finally return home if they were lucky enough to still have a place they could call home. As the war ended, crowds came out into the streets, cheering for those who had returned and the peace they had longed for so much. Yet they couldn't forget those who lost their lives, soldiers and civilians alike. Over 20 million died in the conflict. We should never forget that war is not the answer.
We live in a time where the task of everyone is to fight the enemy by all means possible. By not carrying out an order, you should be sentenced to expulsion from active service.
Sir, I got a message from Commander of the Expeditionary Corps.
Sister Janet, can you read it for us?
In these dark years of fighting, we taste only defeat. The defeat is not understood as tactical or military loss, but fall of our humanity. I ask myself why. We think of ourselves as guardians of all that exists. We think that our military tradition and the wisdom of our generation give us the right to always choose the right path. But we were so wrong. I am asking this court for the acquittal of the accused Major Henry Wells, signed Douglas Haig, Commander of British Expeditionary Force.
Acting as chairman of this court, after considering all factors, I acquit Major Henry Wells of all charges and return him to active service. I close the court hearing.
Your Honor, I have learned in my service that the greatest threat to humanity is ourselves. For me, today's sitting is proof that one man cannot stop this machine of destruction and hopelessness. I would like to inform you that after today's judgment, I will formally resign from service in His Majesty's Armed Forces and find a place where man and his life are still the most important, because the war is and will always be lost, not just for one side or the other, but for entire generations on both.
So Major Wells gives us a fine statement to end. So here's our final stats on this one. Of course, we have succeeded. We have won. That is the end of the game. For the 1,000-point score, we are plus 104. We saved 539 on the chapter. We lost 94. That is a plus 445. It's incredible. We were plus 94 just on this final episode, plus 71 on the episode prior. But that plus 104, that's an 1,104-point score in the gaming decathlon. But I needed to get a bit higher than that. So this goes in as number 2 all-time on the channel, 65 points below the highest of all time, which was Pro Cycling Manager 2019 or 2020. It was a while ago. Thanks for joining me on this journey. 25 episodes of War Hospital. This is a really fun game. It's got some replayability to it, for sure, especially if you struggle in your first playthrough, but as we really didn't struggle, I mean, we had our struggles. That train wreck was the worst moment of the entire series, without a doubt. Like, we had zero supply, and then that train wreck hit, and there was nothing we could do. Absolutely nothing we could do. That hurt. That sucked. That was a bad stretch. If not for that one, we would have been probably 50 closer, but there wasn't as many patients back then as there was in the final chapter, and we did really well on the final chapter. But thank you for being with me, and I've really enjoyed this one. It's a fun game. Like I said, it's a playthrough at one time kind of game, though, but it's got plenty of playtime. I mean, it was 25 episodes at about an hour per episode for me, so I got a good 25 hours of gameplay out of it. That is going to do it for this, though. Thanks for being here. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.